But one-liners, bro. You're going to need some real witty one-liners if you go head-to-head with Trump.
No, I think I can beat Trump for a whole host of reasons. One, I'm focused on solving the problems that got him elected. But two, most of his attacks work best against career politicians. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Like if you look up and he's going to be like, oh, drain the swamp, build the system. It's like everyone knows that I'm the Asian entrepreneur who came out of nowhere. You know, it's like I'm an outsider, sort of like he pretended to be. And the people sense it too. That's one reason why I've gotten tens, even hundreds of thousands of Trump voters supporting me and looking at my campaign, because they've given up on government as actually being able to solve problems. So they went in for Trump. And then here I am saying some of the same things, being like, look, you're right. Government has failed us, the people, for decades. And it's time to rewrite the rules so they work for us. And I don't owe anyone a damn thing except the Yang Gangers who've given $30 to my campaign. I have no corporate PAC money, like no lobbyists. And a lot of Trump voters look up and say, oh my gosh, this is kind of what I was hoping for when I went for Trump. But a lot of those people now realize that they got duped by Trump. And so they see Yang coming and they're like, yes, this is the guy. So I'm his kryptonite / nemesis in a lot of ways.
I think Trump will flip it on you this time, and I'll tell you why. He's a hypocrite. We know that. He contradicts himself all the time.
Yeah.
So what he'll do is use your lack of experience against you. And he'll be like, this guy has no experience. He's never ran for any public office. He'll flip it totally. And I think his people will buy it.
You know, I don't think his people crave legislative experience. I mean, that hasn't been my experience talking to Trump voters.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been joking on the team what his nickname for me will be. And we came up with Comrade Yang.
Comrade Yang. Why Comrade Yang?
It's a little racist. It's a little, communist, socialist, that sort of thing. But, we joke about it because, again, most of his attacks aren't going to work as well on me. I'm the outsider that many people hoped for when they voted for him in the first place.
So what's your nickname for him? That's why I asked you about one-liners, because you're going to have him against old Trumpy boy, baby. What's the liners?
I mean, to me, I think
you got a nickname for him in the talk.
Well,
I know you do.
Well, the nickname primed and ready, but a lot of it is just responding with both truth and humor. It's so one of the problems for Democrats is they get indignant. It's like Trump says something and then you'd be like, that's horrible. And for me, I just laugh at him, just like most Americans laugh at him. The 1,000th verification that Donald Trump is Donald Trump is not worth getting shocked over. Like at this point, you just move him out of the way and say, all right, let's start solving problems and move forward.
Yeah, I don't care about.
I feel like you got some one-liners for him.
But please, I mean, if you got something.
No, I know. Listen, Andrew Yang says little things that I hear, and when he says things like, I have a joke this, and he's just be talking about other stuff, I know he got jokes in the tuck for Trump. I know he do. I know you got a sense of humor.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
So you got something on
Even when I saw you defend the dude from SNL, and you was like, yo, he shouldn't get fired, that let me know you understand humor.
Yeah, I didn't think he should get fired. Of course, he got fired anyway.
He got fired.
But I watched some of his work with my wife, and I was like, this guy does not seem like an evil racist to me. He just seems like a comedian from central Pennsylvania who told some bad jokes, and here we are.
What happens if you become president and we don't have Democratic majorities in the House and the Senate? What will you do as an executive, and what happens to plans like universal basic income when they can't get the votes?
Well,
what's your plan B?
Sure. This is the vision. I win Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, and then people are like, oh my gosh, like Yang is winning. Yang becomes the nominee. I beat Trump. And then the Democrats are so excited that when I say, look, the only reason I'm here is because of the freedom dividend. Let's get money into the hands of children and families, make people stronger and healthier. The Dems will be on board 100%. But the Republicans will actually look at it and say, wait a minute, do I hate the dividend? The one state that has had a dividend for almost 40 years is Alaska, and that was passed by a Republican governor in a deep red state. They don't hate the dividend. They actually kind of like the idea of people getting money directly to be able to make their own choices. And so I can get folks that represent rural areas and red states on the interior on board with the dividend, and I don't need 80%, I just need 51%.
Right.
Can you imagine we pass that dividend, the checks go out, the American people will be like, oh my gosh, like we did something that I actually love and it's making us better, stronger, healthier. And then we'll look up and say, okay, Republicans, what else can we do that historically you've been on board with? Like,
and you won't
like
tax it, right? That money won't be taxed, right?
That money's not taxed.
Okay.
So this is actually the best way that we can bring the country together and start solving problems, because I'm a different type of politician. If we get someone else in office that's just going to continue the polarization, nothing's going to get done. But you put Yang in, there are a lot of Republicans who think that they can actually get on board with the dividend, because what they hate is giant bureaucracies making everyone's decisions.
Yeah.
They do not mind money in people's hands.
All right.
It's very interesting to me, man. I want to see you. I would love to see you in going up against Trump, just so I can know what this nickname is.
Yeah.
Why are you holding on to it?
Well, you know, like I'm holding on to like a dozen debate zingers for Trump and other people.
Just in case.
But if I bust them out in the Breakfast Club, then they're not zingers anymore. You know what I mean?
Why haven't you hit none of the other Democratic candidates with the zingers yet?
No, we got to wait until the field shrinks. I'm Mr. Positive until then.
Ooh. So when it gets down to about 4 or 5, all guns are blazing.
Yeah, wait and see. But yeah, like, you know, I mean, we have a game plan. We're sticking to it.
Okay. Well, it's Andrew
Andrew
Yang.
Yang.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.